Hello, hello. 'Tis I, Lucinda of Fantastic Finds. It is Thursday, the last week of May. Wowzer. And we're getting our April showers now, last couple of days. And I think a little bit over the weekend. Not enough to write home about, but enough that the garden is happy. Yeah. Um, so I'm happy with that. And the earth is happy. We didn't really get we got torrential downpours here 3 times and then just a few sprinkles here and there. So we could use the water. So I'm all good with that. Look at this. I don't know if y'all can see this clearly. It is amethyst, sterling silver with a dolphin wrapped around it. I'm pretty sure I got this from Melly. I love this. I love it. It has a habit of wanting to go under my shirt, but I love it. So, I'm Lucinda. I'm in Northern California. I do 2-week build-a-boxes. This is the end of week 1 because I usually sell Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. And one of those days, probably Tuesday, is going to get thrown out. And unless and until the economy changes, but I have to set that up. So I don't know when that's going to happen. I'll let y'all know. Kathy, hello, my friend. How are you? Hello, hello. So I'm not coming on tomorrow. My back is just not doing well, and I should not have come on Tuesday. And then yesterday I had to go in the car to a doctor's appointment for 8 minutes, of which 20 minutes driving each way, then sitting in the car while someone went, my partner went in and got groceries, and sitting in the doctor's office for, I don't know, an hour total to talk to this woman for 8 minutes. That helped my back a lot, right? No. So, based on all of that, today I switched my description. So I'll buy it now. Buy it now unless more than 2 people put in that price, and then I will restart it as a starting bid, because that means that there's some interest and someone might be willing to pay more. Doesn't seem to happen a lot on any channel anymore, but you never know, right? So I'm in Northern California. Oh, good, I'm back. My internet was swirling. Sorry about that, y'all. Bill, PayPal, ship, pirate. I don't know why that's happening. I have a suspicion if it keeps happening, hopefully there's something I can do about it. Right behind the wall and window where I am is my garden, and my partner might be out there building a tomato cage, and he would have his music on the internet, so maybe. I don't freaking know. It shouldn't matter, but whatever. So invoicing. I have not invoiced out anyone for the last 2-week build-a-box. Nope. I have been in too much pain, and yeah. So tomorrow is going to be laying down or sitting down with ice and invoicing. Everything should probably be paid through the weekend, and then my partner will take it Monday and ship it out. And I apologize. It's just the way it is right now. Doesn't happen too often, but sometimes it happens. So today is all buy it nows. I said that. And I have, generally I set up where I have a Tuesday basket, Thursday basket, Friday basket, because they're all different days or have been. So some of this you've seen before, some of it you haven't, some of it will be reduced, some of it will not, and that's how we're going to roll. So, buy it now, you put the price in. Don't put the item in. Give me 1 second. I'm going to see if someone's in this house or if I have to message them. Hold on. Clifton, am I muted? No. Nope. I'm not muted. Sorry. I got to do it up here. Okay. I didn't get a response, so I'm going to text because it should not be doing this. Hold on. Hey, if you're on the internet in the garden, it's making mine swirl. Just checking. Sorry about that. Means you have to turn yours off. Sorry. Dang it. Wow. Okay. That was the 4th time. No other devices on. And I do live in the country, and sometimes it just sucks. And I have also noticed this week that it's either YouTube or StreamYard is doing weird stuff. And don't they always? So, whatever. Okay. So, I'm going to go, and we're going to see what happens. Always a crapshoot. And I'm going to try to sit here as long as it takes to go through all 3 baskets. Hold on 1 second. Okay, I think that was the issue. Got it straightened out. Okay, so let's start. Let's get rolling. Let's see what happens. Buy it now. I've got to pick up the item. I hope everyone is doing well today. Other than my back, I'm okay. My back is making me a little grumpy, but So these are almost like they're not like, they are a wrapped, enameled, cut out, gold back, probably 1960s, hoop earrings, $3. Hi, Heidi. I think they're spectacular. And obviously they would go like this. And they are about 2/3 of an inch in diameter. They look brand new. I do not think these were ever worn. And they are base metal coated over with like an enameled process. $3. Okay, so, and if you come in late, please go back to the beginning and put your time on double time and zoom through. I don't do recaps. These are lovely for $3. All righty then. And hold on. Youchers. I did do my dime store sale and a drop sale with some of the items afterwards on Tuesday. So if anyone saw that, or if anyone was thinking about one of those items, I do have those available now. Like these. These are so fantastic. Once in a lifetime, fantastic white lace acrylic clip-on earrings. Items like that. The double white trafari, etc. Ada, hello Ada. Yes, you are. Welcome. Thank you for popping in. I appreciate it. I see you a lot over at Karen's sale, and I think probably Doug, Tanya, all the, Melly, all the peoples, right? All the peoples. This is beautiful. This is absolutely beautiful, but that's just me. It is my humble opinion. Yes, that's what I thought. I hope you're doing well. I do a mixture of costume and some higher end, similar to Karen, but also completely different. So, and today is different in a lot of ways than it usually would be. You can go and check some of my other videos from before if you would like. I'm just having back issues today. Look at this really incredible Christmas tree brooch. $15 is, I think, a very fair price, if not low price on this. I do not know the maker, and if no one buys this, I was kind of saving it until Christmas, and it can go back into, to be saved until Christmas. But it's pretty dang good. It's older. You can tell by the pot metal, it doesn't have as much of the brushed strokes. And the clasp, see how solid it is down here? And the ABs are picking up that kind of gold copper tone over the base metal. It's a good one. And it is, I got a box in the way. Sorry, let me get my devices over here to measure and whatnot. It is 2.5 inches long, and the bottom of the tree is 1 2/3 inches. And it's a really good one. And I'll tell you a secret, just if you don't know. Buying items like this now for your Christmas, they're always priced much lower now than when it's near Christmas time. When it's near Christmas time, people start asking, double and higher the price of these items. And this is already at a low price. So just a hint. And I love the way it's like got the flocking drape. Yeah, it's a nice one. It's a nice one. It's one I would consider keeping myself. So it's going to go over here in case I decide to do that. How about this set? This, I put this together. I bought a big lot from someone, and they wrapped every single piece individually in a plastic bag. So as I've been going through and putting it into my containers and sorting it how I do, I'm finding that actually some of the items are sets. But the only way I know that is, weeks of going through it. So it's, yeah. So this is one of those. So this is 38, and it is hematite. It's really nice. 38. Hematite is not something that I see as commonly as I used to when I'm pretty sure this is hematite, okay? Because it's freezing cold. So if it was acrylic, it taps a little funny, but it's freezing cold. I'm getting a Presidium really soon. I'm actually excited about that. So this is the stretch bracelet, hematite with the rhinestone spacers. Hard to date the age of this. Hematite became really popular in my memory, 80s. And because it's like that kind of hematite, I call it like an ironstone. it picks up the pinks and blues. Whoa, sorry, kind of like an AB crystal. Or a Tahitian pearl. It just picks up those colors. And it's still got, a lot of tightness in it. So there's the bracelet, and it has a matching necklace. And the necklace is heavy, and you can really see what I'm talking about. Here is the 2.5-inch extender with lobster claw. But you can really, and it's graduated sizes, see what I'm talking about with how it's picking up the colors in this. And it's heavy because it's hematite. Isn't that gorgeous? So then you have the two together. Perfect set. They are the same stones. And this is going to be, I'll measure it, but I'm thinking 18 inches. I'm thinking 18 inches. So hold on. I'm just going to do a quick measurement. 7, 10. It's actually almost 20 inches long without the extender. So you've got this. And remember, I'm going pretty fast today because I want to get through a lot. Oops, let's move that. So you've got this paired with the bracelet. $38. That's a good buy. Look it up. And it is strung on cord. Before, I was asking $33 for just the necklace. And then I found the stretch bracelet. I was like, okay. Bonus. Add a couple bucks and you've got a set. And again, do remember I did the drop sale, static sale, and I did the whole Tuesday sale. Nothing sold. I did sell 2 items from the drop sale. So if anyone finds themselves, having watched Tuesday sale and you decided that you're interested in one of the items, it's right there. So just let me know. And thank you for being here. These are just teeny tiny. Definitely vintage. They are sterling silver. And what else do they say? Oh, hold on. I should have got my tools over here first. Oh, wait a minute. Now I'm not so sure. I was fairly sure these were sold to me as sterling silver, but I'm reading the back and I'm like, wait a minute. So, and I do not sell. I do not make up stories. So hold on. Oh no, it's down there. Sorry, y'all. Okay, so I think what I was seeing is that the posts say SURG on them, like surgical steel. But on the back of the earrings, it does say 925, because I was like, wait, I'm losing my mind. Which, that could be true at the same time as everything else. So I just wanted to check before I brought them up. My computer takes a second to catch up with itself. There you go. They're just dainty really beautiful, that classic 1960s like Texaco design with the grapes and the leaves post earrings. Sterling silver 925, definitely 1960s. I wouldn't be surprised if these were made in Mexico. And see how little they are? They're tiny, tiny, tiny little guys. But that's perfect for those of us who want to wear our vintage but can't wear heavy earrings anymore. And I mean, honestly, 1/4 inch long, 1/4 inch across. Yeah. And I'm calling it grape, but really that could just be, sorry, my computer, every time I move away from it, it does a flower and not grapes. It's just such a typical grape cluster leaf design of that era that's where I automatically went to. Yes, Heidi, indeed it does. And these are at a very low price today. I'm going to put them aside. They will come back higher the next time I show them. And that's not a threat. That's just a fact. I like to tell people that because sometimes I'm, giving out really great cost average prices. And, so isn't, okay, it's this. This is what I'm selling. So sometimes on my sales, I cost average and things are low. Sometimes, it's high end. Sometimes it's all really low. Sometimes it's clearance, not very often. Sometimes I love this. It is just simplistic. I would call it almost like, for me, like infinity, even though infinity would be an actual full figure eight. Clamper. Definitely older. Can tell by the way it's manufactured. Look at that. Simple. It is not sterling silver, or obviously it would be a lot more than $5. It fits me. I have all this stuff on, sorry. It fits me up here really nicely, but I'm pretty sure this is the one, if I take it down a little lower, it opens a smidge. I haven't shown this in a long time. So I would go with a size 7 on that. And because it's a clamper, you've got a lot to play with. 1960s, 1950s, really sleek, beautiful lines. $5 is a steal on this piece. So think about it. Look at that. No one will know this isn't sterling silver unless they really know their metals. Look how well it's made. It doesn't have any stamping, and I've never ever tested it. So if it doesn't sell today, I'm going to put it aside over here and test it. Heidi, how are you doing, honey? Doing well? Okay, so I literally am just going through my baskets. Oh, this is fun. I do on Mondays. I set up for all 3 days. And I'm just going to leave it at that. Hi, Susan. How are you, honey? Hot in, you're still having the heat wave? Ouchers. This. Susan, how are you, honey? This is just so much fun. And what I don't know about this is whether those are CZs or just rhinestones. I'm going to default to just glass rhinestones. But they have a lot of sparkle. However, it's all, let me show you how it goes together. This is a copper, or at least copper overlay, but what is it inside? Yeah. So it's copper overlay. Then it's got the, kind of twisted, like the cuffs. Then it's got this. So I'm going to go with glass. Then look how it goes in the back. This is also a copper color. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I really like this. Just fun. And then in the back, it's really comfortable. The way they put the 3 together here and the 2 crossed together here. And it's open. It's really comfortable. Now see the inside? It's just a pot metal. So all of that is just overlay. But it sure looks fantastic, doesn't it? Now this is fitting on my 7.5 finger. If it fit over here, I would keep it. Oh, I'm glad you're slowly getting better. Oh, Susan, I'm struggling, but but I have help, and I'm still happy most of the time. So, I can't complain too awful much. Now, it fit really comfortably on my 7.5, and on the band, the top is at an 8, and the bottom is at an 8 2/3. The middle is at 8.5. So I'm going to go with 8 1/4 to 8.5. I'm going to hedge my bets. And I don't know, 80s. I love it. I really wish it was bigger. If it was big enough to fit over here, I would be keeping it. It's too bad. I think I'm going to leave it on for a while. Okay. How about I'm just grabbing from everything except Tuesday. Tuesday, I did I set it up. That took a long time for me to set up a dime store sale on Tuesday, like grandma, for real one. And then right after, I went ahead and did a drop sale of some of the items. So I don't need to show those again. I have tested these, and I have not been able to determine that it's silver overlay. It certainly looks like it on these bracelets, and they are, and maybe someone out there will be able to determine that it is, but they're fantastic. Copper with maybe I actually, and in saying that, if I would have tested these, it would have been while I was still taking care of my father. And I'm not sure I actually had, well, I did have, but I rarely used it because I really wasn't doing any sterling silver or gold. So yeah, I'm not sure. Look how beautiful these are. One is skinnier, one is thicker, and it is an overlay on top of copper, possibly like India. And I think it was completely overlaid and then engraved. This was not stamped on there. So let me show you one at a time. See, the inside is copper, and it is hollow, but still heavy. So when you get into later and later India, more and more modern, they have less and less metal. Let's see, showing it this way I think is better. Very almost Tibetan in the symbology of like wind and that flower. It is just like a sunflower, but it's also very Tibetan. And see the long vine waves. This is more flower. Now I'll turn it this way. And this is raised. You can feel the texture. They're both exactly the same. There is where to go? A seam where you can see where they put the metal on top, right? And this is the same, just thinner. And there is its seam. And the lovely sound. If I have this on. Oh, here comes my naughty cat. She figured out how to get up here, and boy, she does. This fits me. These are beautiful. Yet another thing I probably should have tested. I honestly don't remember anymore. Look at it. Really, I don't know. So I'm a 7.25. There's quite a bit of room here. So I would say these could go up to a 7.5. And I will measure the inside. They are a set for $26, maybe sterling silver. And you can take a chance. You can love them just the way they are, or you can not buy today, and I will test. And if they're sterling silver, and I'm, I really don't know. I just in this moment, I'm so honest, and in this moment, I just don't know for sure that I tested. The thin one is a hair over 2.5. And same with the large. So yeah, that fits with my theory of, so a 7.25, which is my wrist size, measures the diameter across this way of 2.5. So that smidge over, and the fact that they don't concave in is making me, and how much room there is on my wrist is making me, and how comfortably they went on. I think they'll fit a 7.5. And they're absolutely lovely. Yep. I'm surprised at those. Okay, they're going to be tested. Kitty, I don't want you on here. I don't want you on here. Hold on a minute. I have to. Kitty, get down. Come here. No. Yeah, this is. Tug, move. Tug, that's her dog friend. Move. Go to your bed. Leave her alone. Tug, move. I want to put Maggie. Move. Thank you. Tug. Oh, sorry. They are best friends, but the dog is the little bossy. So I was trying to put the cat down without having him right in her face, and that wasn't working. That was not working. Okay, so I have these, and I'm not going to sell all of them today, but I got them recently, and I thought, what the heck? I'm going to bring a couple pairs. There's a name for this technique. I forgot the name for this technique, but there is it's not, I mean, oxidation, okay, that's fine. But it's more than that, where they have colorized. So all of these earrings were sold to me as sterling silver. So this is what I think about these. And let me tell you in a minute. Let the computer catch up. These are stunning. These are a pair of hands. These are artisan made. The feathers on the front do not move. They are soldered on. And they are sterling silver. And what I think in this case, it's easier for me to just show one. What I think in this case, oh, it does move. Okay, I thought it did, but then it wasn't. What I think in this case is that just this beautiful little feather on each one is sterling silver. And then this is copper. And you see how it's mauves, greens, reds, all that color. And it's almost the edges. I know the edges are just like copper, but that's all little solder drops. It reminds me of decorating your hands in henna. Only, of course, you wouldn't do it just on the sides like that. But that's what it reminds me of. And then the reason why I don't think, I'm pretty sure this is just copper, is because that's like what you would do with the patina wash with copper. And see the back? That's a thin piece of copper. But then the feather is crimped in there. And this is just a little, blue glass bead. They are, look at the colors. I love these. No idea. The feathers would lead one to believe that they're vintage. They could be 1970s. No idea. Oh, Lord. It's best if I show over here. But whenever I try to show over there, then the shadow is there, and the shadow's on the other side too. Stop moving. They are probably 1.5 inches long. Hi, Melly. Hey, no problem, Melly. So, good Lord. And they weigh nothing. They weigh absolutely nothing. I love the design of these. Fact of the matter is, this is the first time that I've ever really, really looked at them because I just got this in. They're 1 inch long. This would be something that I could easily and happily wear. I'm so sorry it's not showing as well as it could be, but there you go. So these, yeah, I love these. I don't know. I could just, yeah, I love those earrings you're wearing, Melly. I believe that your ears have gone numb. These are, yeah, these are something I should consider keeping, but I don't think I will. Probably bring them back at another sale. I mean, all of this comes back. It's not like it can't come back. And it's not like if everyone out there is waiting for me to reduce my prices to like 0, not going to happen. Or $1. Mama needs to make money. Mama's in business. This is my only business. And I'm, this is my only business. And I'm housebound at this point. So these are so pretty. Millie, I can't believe you still have those on. I don't think I could have them on for longer than a few minutes. They're so pretty, though. These are probably 1980s. I feel like I'm blurry. Am I blurry? There you go. This is showing really well. And it does dip down in there. These are Johnny jump ups, right? So it's got, what is it? One of my ring lights is positioned in a really weird way, or because it's cloudy. Let me see if that's it. That might help because it's cloudy. It's just not showing right. I think this will be better. Yeah. So they are a pearl pink, if you will, a midnight blue, 2 touches of red, and they have that, see how they go inwards? Crinkle cut. Beautiful. These are beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. These were my mom's. Hold on a minute, y'all. I'm so sorry. I don't know what's going on. Wow, my dog was really being rude. He's getting old. I don't know what's going on. So anyway, these are beautiful. And they are 2/3 of an inch in diameter. Sorry that, my setup is such that I have to lean forward to show you, but then when I go to show you on my actual ears, unless you're on your big screen, I don't know how well you're seeing them. There. These probably cost $30 new. So, yeah, Kitty. It's not that Kitty, it's the dog, Heidi. The dog had his best friend Maggie cornered against the door and just kept banging into it. I don't know what was going on. That was unusual. These are so pretty, Heidi. They're just they're feminine as all get out. And who is the famous artist? Come on, the lady who painted all the flowers that are actually, because flowers mimic, there is a male and a female, right? It's a famous artist. From the 70s. And it was all flowers, but it was meant to mimic, male, female, but just female parts. Not Pollock, not at all. She's famous. She's in all the museums. Oh, good Lord. I grew up with her as a whole nother way to look at bodies, and good Lord. All the flowers were meant to look like a woman's parts. The woman, 1970s. How come I cannot? Come on. I'm asking my phone. Who is the famous woman who painted flowers that looked like? I had to mute that. Georgia O'Keeffe. Georgia O'Keeffe. There you go. I'm like, this is such a duh thing. Georgia O'Keeffe. Why can't I think of that? Georgia O'Keeffe. Melly, how is your arm and everything doing, lady? Is it back to full speed? Half speed? Are you on your way to mending? Georgia O'Keeffe. Yep, Georgia O'Keeffe. So this was, I went through it and I figured out the name. And now, of course, I forgot it. And I just showed it recently. And I don't think I'm going to spend a lot of time trying to figure it out again. It took me a long time to figure it out last time. It is signed. I'm not going through it. I'll show it to y'all, but I'm just doing that. I can't. I think it's more of a, it's not a stone. I'll just put signed. That's what I got. Signed. Yeah, Georgia O'Keeffe. She, I remember, I think I was 12 years old when I first stumbled across her work, and it really let me look at art and let me look at a lot of things very differently. It was empowering, and it just made me think of things differently. So this is red glass. It is not acrylic. It is red glass belly and enamel, white enamel and black enamel. Here's his feet. This is, I'm pretty positive it's stone. I've tapped it. I've played with it. I don't think it's acrylic. The wings are more kind of like a painted or oxidized. There's several layers. He's got a fabulous face. I love his beak. And I've gone through this. I'm going to, I'm just going to change my mind and say acrylic to be on the safe side, because I just had a whole interaction with someone that freaked me out. I'm going to say he's acrylic. I'm going to say he's acrylic, but he's still $16. He's fabulous. We just went through Memorial Day. 4th of July is coming up, and he is signed. For the life of me, he is a early 1960s. Hurting, but got a lot sorted. I swear I have more sterling than my local. I believe you do, than your local jeweler. Yeah. Ooh, nice. See, I have those jewelry boxes, plastic with the little block boxes that go inside, and I've been sorting stuff too, Millie. Yep, and that's how I've been finding sets. See, it signed something, and it is a collectible costume jewelry name. It is from the 60s, and yeah, I'm going to call that acrylic. Doesn't have the swedge, but it has the right afterwards bar pin. God, that is a... I can't remember the name. Okay. Yeah, she was big everywhere. Georgia O'Keeffe. So all of these are available, y'all. I don't want to just throw him down there. Oof. I hesitate to do. I'll buy it now on this piece. I know it's glass, and I know it's worth a lot. Sales are like heavy brass or gold tone. Well, it's acrylic, Melly. I've definitely changed that, and it's heavy. I would say it's gold tone. See the wash, Melly? But it's heavy. It's so well done. But it's acrylic. I mean, look at the layers. and his realistic face with the eyes and his neck. And then the enameling is just at the bottom where his little feet are. There's no scratches, dings, or dents on the belly. And I'm sorry, I didn't even tell you guys before I moved on, because I've just been in a lot of pain. It's kind of making me grumpy. He's almost 2 inches wide at his widest, and he is almost 1 inch and 2/3 tall. And I think he's masculine or feminine, but I think he'd be a good Father's Day gift. Got anyone who served in the military? 4th of July is coming up. Okay, this is, like I said, if 2 people or more come in, then we'll stop and do a starting bid. Melly, you're very good at that. I appreciate that. Here is the back. Is it heavy? Well, it is heavy, but it's a brooch. So I don't know how to explain that. I mean, I have this modern lightweight brooch on. What do I got on? A stick pin. This is a more, 70s cameo. But they're just on my shirt, so it doesn't matter. I mean, if you were going to, okay. I guess the only way to work that out would be if you were going to put it on a shirt that is like a thin, fine fabric, I would say no. But if you're going to put it on a jacket or a jean shirt or a thick t-shirt, no problem, right? But if you want to put it on something fine, no. You want to put it on like a baseball cap, no problem. So does that make sense? Oh, Heidi, honey. Well, you take good care. Don't be sorry. Is it heavy? Want it? Right. Your suggestion above in all caps? Yeah, right. Totally. It is. That's what I was saying for the 250th. But it is, Melly, honey, it is gold tone washed. Look at the pot metal. Or you can see the wash, right? So I don't know what's underneath there. So I'm calling it gold tone. And I'm so sorry. I struggled for like 4 minutes to read that last time. And I don't remember. Oh, right. Oh, that suggestion wasn't in there. But I remember you saying that on a sale recently where, yeah, if it's something lightweight, you just cut out a little fabric square and put it behind your shirt before you put it on to help the weight. Yes, Melly, that's exactly right. Yes, 15. Would you like it, sweetheart? I love this, but it's acrylic. I think he's, look at that. Yeah, 15. Yeah, I think that's fantastic. And you just hold the square and then put the pin on and then put the shirt or the jacket on. Yeah. Okay, Millie wants it. That's a fantastic. I need to remember that. Melly, I actually really like this. Good night, Heidi. Love you. I actually really love this eagle brooch. I have brooches everywhere. Let me put this up and take the other one down. If I didn't, this eagle would be staying with me to go on my shirts. And then where was the other one? Lord only knows. Let's see. Melly, that's such a great tip. Did you used to do that, Melly? When you because I know I don't know for sure. Thank you, Melly. I heard you also say something about corporate. So I'm assuming that you wore a whole bunch of beautiful jewelry into your corporate job. And that's like, is that how you figured that tip out? Did you figure that on your own? Let me make a Melly bag. And I'm going to put a circle to remember something. Is that how you figured that out, Melly? Just curious. Or maybe you saw it somewhere. Or maybe this is a tip that everyone used to know that I never heard of in my life. I don't know. So here's the back. Swedge. Riveted. It is heavy. Yes, it is, Melly. This is heavy. Look at the layers. I think I showed this, but I don't know if I brought it up for sale. I think I just showed it as something I was going to bring. Maybe I brought it up for sale. I'm not sure. I think it's 3 or 3.5 inches long. It is black glass. It is heavy. Some of the glass is, smaller. And then you have your cabochons, I don't know. Oh, this was the one we were talking about, maybe, talking about Shriner and all that. I think just because it has that kind of design of Shriner, but there's no signatures. And maybe because this is kind of like one of those upside down, so to speak, beads. Flo Casso was talking about that. And then he sent me a whole link about learning about Shriner. But I don't think this is a Shriner, but I do think it was a high-end designer piece. And boom, it's boom. It is not jet. It is not any of that. Let's see how, I can't see how much it weighs. My scale is way over there. What is that? Sorry. There was a weirdest thing on my thing. Oh. Did you learn it or did you learn? Did you make it up or did you learn it somewhere? So you see how it layers? This is on the top. Then you have this. Then you have this. And then you have this angle down here. It's huge. Let me tell you how long it is. What appears to be rhodium. Wait a minute. Oh, Shriner. No. No. I don't think so. That was Frank who was saying that. Flo Casso? No. It is 4 inches across. 4 inches across. And 2 inches wide at its widest. It's honking. No, I do not think it's an unsigned Shriner. It's definitely a 1950s. And it's definitely incredible. Is that how you wear it? Yep, you're supposed to wear it just like that. But it's not. I'm not selling it in that. And it has all the sparkles just because it's black glass. You just need to be in the right light or out in the sun. Look at that. Okay. I took a chance. 42 by it now. I'm going to be, so I will not be on tomorrow. But no, it's not a Shriner. I actually, because he sent me a link to a forum about Shriner, and I read it. And it's actually the daughter of the Shriners who has that whole thread, and so it was really interesting. And apparently, she's out there on a tangent about people are saying this is a Shriner. This is my family. This is not a Shriner piece. It makes her really angry for some reason. I don't know. But whatever. Oh, you don't have enough. Well, I've always tapped my teeth, and I can tell the difference, and then if they're cool on my cheek or not. So I've always done that, Melly. So what? So I'm not going to use a Presidium every single time to check if it's glass. I mean, like this is obviously glass. You can just feel it. You can tell. But when it's in a brooch, it's a little harder to suss out. So what would you tap it with if you're not going to use the Presidium? Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, I see what you're saying. I got that. Okay, Melly. It's, my whole life I've done I've done it the other way. So I'm going to start mixing up baskets just so I don't. I mean, my prices have been all over the place, but I still want to mix it up. Oh, this is a truly lovely, lovely piece. Okay. I am really taking a chance doing things this way. And like I said, it will all come back. If it's not bought today, at some point. This is cool. This is really cool. If any of you know your Coro and you know the Coro with Pegasus on it, means that it's early Coro. Then you know what I'm about to show you. It is. This really reminds me of driving through my valley sometimes. I feel like that's bamboo, but again, it could also be, if you take it this way, like a grapevine or a wisteria vine climbing up a fence post, right? There is no flowers. It's got its panel bracelet, so it's got all that articulation and movement. Silver tone, and it's definitely silver tone because on the back, you see the age right there. There's a couple places where the silver tone, where the hinge goes, has worn off. I would say it's in, let me look at the back. I would say it's in 90% of its original condition, which for the early Coro is not bad at all. And that's on the inside of the bracelet, not on the outside. And let me show you the clasp. Yes. Yes. I don't know if Coro was still using the Pegasus but in the 70s, though, Melly. Were they? I thought it kind of stopped in the 60s, if not the 50s. Maybe like really early 70s. See the coral and the Pegasus. And, you know, my brain is cluttered up with so much knowledge of so many different pieces of costume jewelry. And then when I'm in pain, I can get things off by, you know, a decade or whatever. So forgive me. But there's the Pegasus and there's the coral. I wish it was showing better. It's also just hard for me to bend forward. There you go. With this classic design right here. Hi, Jessica. How are you? Thank you, Jessica. I saw your latest haul this morning. Are you at your home, honey? I was unclear if that was your home because I'm used to you showing it by your little hamsters or gerbils, or I'm not sure what they are. So then I got word that you weren't in your house. Okay, good. Yes. Okay. Yes, it's a Pegasus. That's what I thought. Yeah. No, this is a 1950s piece. But it does have that classic bamboo, you know, 1970s type of thing. That's why I was wondering if it was more like wisteria vines. And it fits me. These bracelets are in the way, but it fits me just fine at a 7.25. So I would say you could go down to a 6.75, but it would hang, you know, down to here as you moved. So 7 to 7.25. But you could go, if you don't mind them falling up and down your wrist and you don't have these things like this on, a 6.75. Isn't it beautiful? Yeah, it's an early collectible piece. Okay. Oh, good. Yeah, it's the back has some wear for sure, but for 1950s Pegasus coral, and everyone take a screenshot and look up coral with Pegasus bracelet. And, you know, then you'll get to see like the average price out there. I do not bring these things lightly. I started buying them, you know, when I started eBay, when eBay first started. And some of my last incredible pieces. Oh, you found it online. Ooh, and what does it say? Horse, yeah. The Pegasus horse. It's beautiful. Well, I'm glad that you were just at the front door, Jessica, because you had sent me that video and I couldn't watch it. And then I forgot about it. And then when I saw that, I was like, oh no, something really did happen. Uh-oh. I was worried about it. So I'm glad I don't need to be worried anymore. Okay, let's bring these up. These are glass pearls that are, they don't have a clasp. They're just on their original string. Clearly, before I put in the price, clearly it broke at some point. Maybe one is missing. It never had a clasp with glass pearls, probably. And they just retied the original cotton thread. Each one is hand knotted in between. So I'll show you that in a minute. That is the only defect, other than there's a few very small places on just a couple of the nacre, like material / paint that was invented at the turn of the century, that where it scratched off just a couple, and they are like a cream beige, and they are opera length. They are beautiful. This is beautiful. And it is a buy it now of $39. 28. Well, 28. And what was I asking? 28. And is that the average? Did you find a lot of them? 20, and I was asking 24. Well, there you go. Yeah, I just know that it's desirable, and I'm in too much pain. A lot of this I've had and I researched a long time ago. Some of it's brand new. I haven't researched. My pain is not wanting me to do anything. So I'm doing the best I can. So here you go. Hand knotted. There's always, you see how there's that tiniest bit of space? This is something that starts to happen with age. These are quite old. And I can tell they're cold. They're cold in my hands. And yet, because there's so much of it, it's heavy, but they're cold in my hands. So they're not, I'm pretty sure it's glass. I've been wrong before. I could be wrong again. Let me show you how long it is. So let me get to an end. Okay. Bye, Jessica. Thank you, honey. Hi, Billy. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I didn't think so. Thank you, Millie. So let's see how long this is. I usually do it the other way up, not down. So I've confused myself. And upper length truly just means anything that's 36 inches or long, as far as I know. You can even feel like faux pearls. You would feel the kind of plastic acrylic feel. These don't feel like that. They have a smooth, sensual feeling, but they have the little tiny scratches on a few of them where you can tell they're not real pearls. And real pearls, these, I think that's why they made glass pearls with the crushed up shell nacre material put over them, because they feel and look so much like real pearls. I'm trying to find a dang scratch for you all to show it and prove it, but of course I see it. Of course I see it before I bring it up, and then I don't. So I'm going to give up anyway. Billy. Good for you. So here it is on. And yes, it goes down to the top of the nether regions, right? So you can double it. In doubling it, it's coming down to here. So I'm thinking this is about 40 inches. You can double it like that. I mean, it's not so heavy that it would be uncomfortable to wear. It's just long. You can do like this. You can do like that and knot it. You could do like how Karen of Vintage Montreal takes something and doubles and then puts a brooch somewhere down here. Up to you. $39, glass pearls. A whole lot of channels out there, resellers with this type of an item would be asking probably $80 or so right out of the gate. So I feel that $39 is very reasonable. I know it's the end of the month. I know we just had Memorial Day. See, so she would do something like, no, No, Melly, what's a no? Melly, what's a no? Melly, what's a no? Oh, are they heavy? Tumble them around in your hands and listen. Yes, they are heavy. They are heavy. They're not light. They're not acrylic. They are not light. So what I was talking about is how she doubles things, and then you would do like this and put a brooch right here, or you could put a brooch here and leave these hanging as a tassel. Melly, what do you mean no? Melly, I need more information. And what am I listening for? Oh, well, no, Melly, of course not. Melly, I don't think that just because something, I could have an old pot metal door stopper and it's not worth a freaking dime. I'm not saying that just because it's vintage means it's super valuable. I, I don't live in that world. I live in the world of upper length hand knotted glass pearls of this quality is worth $39. That's the world I live in. And do I believe that I could sell these for double that online? I do believe that. And I know they are slightly damaged. Okay. I get it. They're vintage. A lot of vintage is slightly damaged. So you do sell all kinds of real pearls and tons of beautiful sterling for really incredible prices. I mean, your prices cannot be beat. And I get that. And I could never argue with you. Your prices are fantastic. But uh, that does not invalidate. I'm definitely not saying, oh, because it's old, you know, I'm going to charge you $100. I have been selling vintage since the 1970s. I've been selling jewelry since the 1970s and vintage since for 30, no, excuse me, 26 years. No, I've had all my research books. I've spent time at the library. I've been on forums. I research every single piece. Just because, I didn't research these specifically today doesn't mean that, I don't know. I guess I just feel some kind of way and I'm in about what you said. And I'm in a little bit of a bad mood. um, Not with you or anything like that, but just because I'm in so much pain. So my apologies. Sometimes I don't understand. Sometimes I don't understand um, because of my accident in 2013 where I was rear ended. Sometimes my brain does not understand a one line text or just a one word or something. It just doesn't get it. And especially when I feel like that. All right, Melly. I will say, okay, so Melly, I will say this. I just want to say this, and then I'm going to move on and see what happens with my sale. I see a whole lot of resellers who sell things that I know they're worth maybe $12. And the price that they sell them at, way over $50, and they get that money, blows my mind. I'm not one of those people. And so I guess I think you're trying to help me, but in the moment you're kind of hurting me, if that makes sense. I don't know. Think about it. I don't know how to explain that any better than that. I honestly, I saw some stuff today with several different resellers, and I was blown away. I was like, "You're asking what, and you're getting that? What?" So, and okay, so I'm just going to say this to anyone else who's watching. Another thing is, I do sell based on comps 85% of the time. However, let's remember here that here on YouTube, I don't have to pay any fees, and I don't have to compete with a million other resellers, etc. But I still do have to buy the piece. I have to research the piece. I have to pay for the gas. I have to go to the stores. I have to watch other people's sales. I have to pay for the shipping. I have to pay fees to PayPal. I have to pay fees to Pirate Ship. I have to sit here for hours. I have to be entertaining. I have to pack. I have to invoice. There is so much that goes into every single piece of jewelry. So if sometimes I ask $39 for a 40 length glass pearl necklace, I hope that you will forgive me. And for some people, they would rather pay that and buy it from someone they know than go search it out on eBay and buy it from someone they don't know. Okay. So, moving on. And what would you call these? I'll call them. I will research it, Melly. Thank you, though. I just I'm hearing a lot of negatives, and that it would be better if you texted me because everyone in the sale is hearing it, and then it makes me. People who don't know me, it's making me. I feel like it's making me look bad. And I had this conversation with someone, and they wound up, So let's don't do that. Okay, because my prices are usually at a place where I'm making, I'm not even doubling what I paid for the item. So, in that respect, I would say that 85 to 95% of the time, I'm incredibly fair. These are very unusual. They remind me of the old Art Deco movie theaters and signage in general. They are enameled or painted, but probably enamel because it's baked on over a metal. They're not, they're not plastic. I love this design. They're not heavy. I have no idea the date of these, the era. Not a clue. See, there's the back. You can see the strokes of the paint. It's probably put on like a press. They are really cool. And I'm sorry we just had that little spat. All right, Melly. I'm sorry we had that spat, but Melly and I are friends. So sometimes we have, a little dispute. Friends do that. And it's okay. We'll be fine. These are, I think, almost 2 inches long. Lightweight, but not totally light. Really gorgeous. I anyone who loves Art Deco but wants a modern twist, these are your baby. And $8, they probably cost $15 new, maybe more. I really don't know because I've never seen another pair like them. I researched them a whole lot when I first got them. They are 2 inches long. They are 2 inches long. And I've had these for quite a while and I haven't shown them in ages. Whoop. Oh, I just turned rosy. My computer does that sometimes. Sometimes it randomly makes me very pink. I have no idea why. Okay, well, you know what would be helpful? And please know that Melly and I will be fine. Every once in a while, we get into a little disagreement about stuff. And Melly is just trying to mentor me and be helpful to me. And so, I adore her, and we're just having a friend spat, which probably should have been taken offline. I apologize for that, but it's hard, because you're friends, you want to help each other, but then you don't want to hurt each other's sales, and then I don't know, it's a whole thing. So I just felt like I should address it in the moment. Okay, I am going to price this now at just what the antique bottle is worth and not the beads. So that is going to be a steal. It is a brass, and you could take it off this configuration and put it on whatever you want, or not put it on anything, although it won't stand up. And I think it was what is the word? Scent. I'm just going to call it a scent bottle. I'm going to call it a scent bottle. Now, it has been reconfigured. Someone redid it on 4 strands with gold tone spacers in tiny, shiny black seed beads. It's a necklace. It is not sterling silver. It was done quite a while ago, though. It has this lovely old shepherd's hook. Quite a while ago, what does that mean? 70s, 80s, maybe even 90s, although this particular hook, I'm not so sure that it would have been. I'm not so sure. And it's on cotton thread. And so that's pretty. I would never ask $33 just for that, though. Here's what is the beautiful thing. This, and it does hang correctly on the necklace. This, and you can find these online. This is about the price. Some people are asking up to $100, though. This is a brass scent bottle, turn of the century, that ladies wore. Clearly it has the handle, so it was on a chain of some type, but certainly not these beads. That was added. I would assume it was perhaps even on a gold tone or gold filled chain back then. I cannot tell if this was machine done, like a Sears and Roebuck type of jeweler's item, or individually made in mass. No idea. But it was it was not for perfume. It was for getting rid of the odors in the street. They all have the threads. It's almost like World War I hit and they switched up manufacturing. I don't know. They all also have the hole right there in the top. And see, there's no dauber. There never was. And so it's possible that it also was on a chain through the top, like you had the option to do one or the other. And this would be smell, because we still didn't have sewer systems. This is from about the 1910 era. And $33 is the price of the bottle. The beads and all the rest of it really don't, I mean, it makes a necklace, but it doesn't matter. Oh, Millie, you interested, sweetheart? I was just telling everyone. It's Millie's now. I was just telling everyone how we are friends and we had an online spat, but that we're fine and not to worry about it. And that we maybe should have took it offline, but you were mentoring me and helping me, and and I'm in pain, and that will be fine. Right, Melly? Oops. This is a great little bottle. Me too. I almost brought the little vintage compacts I had. Yeah, that's right. That's right. And like I said, we're really good friends, and you're, helping me and teaching me. And I'm just, pain is making me easily aggravated. And, you know how it is. So you know what is that? 33. Excellent. I love this. Look these, take a screenshot of this and look them up, and you'll see that the comps at least 3 months ago, this is a good deal. And this I circled as well because Millie's getting a couple gifts. Okay, let's see, what else do I have to show today? And if anyone, there's only 2 people here. Everyone is going everywhere. And I think people got, might have felt some kind of way about having a discussion. Everything's supposed to be bright and happy and cheery all the time. But I tell you what, life is not always bright and happy and cheery. And any business you go into at any time, go into a restaurant, go into a gas station, go into a department store. There are people in there who are good friends or managers. They're having a spat. They're having a thing. It's not necessarily happy. Of course it goes both ways, Millie. Oh, I thought we were done with all that. It does go both ways. I informed you of what I had to inform you about. It's just that you didn't like my information. And yes, it should go on a matching chain. It originally was on. I would absolutely, it's fine the way it is and it sits just fine, but I would put it on the correct chain. Yes. Yep. That's what I was saying. I would. I was informing you. I was informing you and everyone else. Old was not the only word in there. Hell, I'm 65. You want to buy me for $1 million? Because I'm old. That would be funny. I don't think I'm for sale, actually. Never mind. That YouTube could have all kinds of weird field days with that. I'm joking. I'm not for sale. Oh my Lord. These are $10. These are I don't even know what to call them. But yeah. I don't know what decade these are from. Not at all. Not at all. But they're very lightweight. They are pierced. They have a very Art Deco, early Victorian look, but I can't believe that that's what I have in my hands. And when I did research a long time ago, I haven't shown these since I was living with my father. I couldn't find anything like these. So I love you too, Melly. I'm hurting a lot. Take a deep breath. I am not hurting a lot from anything you said. I'm just, in a lot of physical pain. So, I'm going to take a second. I'll be right back. Okay, I'll be back in a second. I just needed a moment of of self pity, and I don't do that publicly. My sales are usually happy, so hold on. Okay. Okay. Don't be sorry, Billy. It's okay. I've lived with various forms of chronic pain my whole life. It's just different when I can't walk and I depend on everyone else for stuff. I don't like it. So Billy bought these. Billy didn't even hardly pay attention. These are beautiful. I just want to show you the back. These orange rhinestones, they're not A-bead. They are coated and open in the back. So they're not A-B, they're earlier than that or later than that. And they're very, very lightweight. I'm going to assume they're a modern take on the deco look. I am unsure. Super lightweight. Almost look like a copper. They've got that fleur-de-lis, and they're just beautiful. Billy, wait a minute. They're a buy it now. You guys, you want to duke it out? 2 people are interested, so I got to do a starting bid. These are beautiful. I haven't shown these. I think that might have been part of my problem too, talking about my dad. Okay, I'm going to do a starting bid. Sorry. Just thinking about that. You know, when you're in pain, everything is just a bigger deal. And frankly, I'm just pissed off that I cannot walk around and drive my car and, Oh, okay. Okay. I'll do that. So let's retract that. Okay, Melly. Because I did say if 2 or more people were interested, but that's very nice. Okay. So sold to Billy. Billy, these are beautiful. And I could not find them anywhere. So when I did a dive, so I cannot say one way or another if they really are. I can't say. I just know I know that I love them. So thank you, Billy. I think you too will love them. And I think that was a fair price. And the fact that I can't find them anywhere, that's generally a good sign. In terms of being like unique or older or whatever. Doesn't mean that they're turn of the century. I cannot say that. I cannot say that because I do not know. But they sure are attractive. Thank you, Billy. And thank you all for indulging me in a moment of too many emotions. You would think I was in menopause or something. I'm not. I'm way beyond that. Thank God. Thank God I don't have to add that to my list of issues. Okay. And again, for anyone who is coming late, I'm invoicing out tomorrow everything. And hopefully it'll be paid over the weekend and packed and shipped out Monday. Well, it'll be packed over the weekend, shipped out Monday. Those are old. Yeah. Well, see, Melly, I kind of thought that they might actually be the real deal old, but because I could not find anything on them, everything about them screamed like Victorian old. Everything about them, the construction, the back being open, but with the paint over the glass instead. They're not ABs, the copperish color, everything, the fleur de lis. But because I could not say definitively, and I'm doing it by it now, it's just like, well, and I've tried to sell those. I can't tell you how many times when I was still taking care of my dad, and no one ever wanted them. And I think back then I was asking $12. So I'm happy you got it, Billy Love. You will they're beautiful. And if they're not for you and they're for someone else, they will love them too. Okay. This, let's see. Let me make sure this doesn't have, I have a whole bunch of these, and some of them I am redoing, restringing, because they have a screwed up stone, or they're missing a stone, or there's a chip, or whatever is going on. So before I bring this one up, I'm making sure about that. Okay, excellent. This also is old. This is at the very least quartz. And so I'm just going to say, I'll say crystal. Let me just say crystal because oh, you just fed turtles bird feed? I like that. So there's turtles in Central Park. That makes sense. I remember the first time I ever saw a turtle. I was 3 years old on the farm in Virginia as my dad was getting his PhD. We was born in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. And then we went to Palo Alto for him to do some whatever for his PhD. Then we moved back across the country to Virginia and lived on a farm. Then we moved back to California where he got a professorship, right? But when I was 3, there was there was a snapping turtle in Virginia that lived in this like little creek, and it was a mean thing. Oh my God, it was a mean thing. And we would, go and like throw lettuce near it and then stand way back. It was huge and it was mean. It was not a nice little turtle. So here is the good Lord, I always forget the exact name of these type that slide in and out and lock so well, the clasp. It's not a hinge, it's much fancier than that. And I wish this would show correctly. Here is the back. It is open. Does it actually say something right there? It might be 925. I mean, again, and if it's 925, then maybe the chain is. I don't know. I don't typically get too excited about that if it's just the clasp. No, that's just tarnish. So it is tarnished. Let me give it ouch. Let me give it a whirl if it polishes up to see if it might be sterling or if it's just worn. Well, it actually polishes. Now, that does not mean that it's sterling, but the clasp, I actually took a whole bunch of that. Oh, yes. Yeah, no, they're terrible. See, I just polished a whole bunch of that off. So I don't know. And then it's on that fine little tiny chain, these beads, and these are crystal. You have these, and then you have the little spacers in between. It's graduated sizes. Now, this could be a later repop, or it could be, actually from the 1910, 1920s, 30s. I don't know how to tell the difference. If it had a maker's name or something, I think this type of clasp says a lot about that its age. So I'm leaning towards that, it's going on antique, but I cannot be certain. And if you look behind, we'll do it on my hand. We'll get there. It shines all over. I'll have to get it in the right light. So let me finish showing you graduated sizes. There you go. See the sparkle in the light? This is incredible. And there you go. Look under my fingers. See the shine? Absolutely beautiful. And it's cut. This one, I haven't really noticed a lot of chipping. If any, there's a tiny bit because it is crystal. So it does, just like a crystal vase or something, but because it's a necklace, like right there is maybe a tiny bit of roughness, but overall, I'm not seeing a lot of damage. What I am seeing is these incredible, look at the shine, these incredible beads. Look at the cut on the bottom. In the sun, this is going to blind someone. This is a really low price. I have a lot more of these. Only a couple on a chain like that, which may or may not be sterling silver, that I will be bringing. Hi, 710. But I have to restring them. And I'm ordering some sterling silver clasps to do that. I do have some necklaces I'm making. And this is about, I think it's 16 inches. It's stunning. And yes, something like this in the comps and the research that I've done goes 50 to 75, and it also really depends. So it is about a 15-inch. It really depends to what platform you're looking on, because some platforms charge higher fees than others. Some platforms bring prices down because of the cost average, analog stuff they do. So it really depends. So my 40 price is somewhere right in the middle. And today I'm asking a buy it now of 40. Just today. I honor my prices for 48 hours. That's a beautiful piece. And like I say, I will have other pieces that I will be restringing, etc. And because I'm restringing them and all that, those pieces I will note that I have done that to them, and they will be less expensive than ones that are still in their original condition. I hope feel for them. A crab, even the little ones, they pinch. Oh, yeah. Feel for them. Oh, for the chip smelly? Yeah, no, there's this one is in pristine condition. And I suspect that this one, instead of the other ones that I got, I paid more than that originally to buy it. I hope you're doing well today, 710. Thank you for popping in. So I'm going to bring these up. We'll see what happens. I'm hoping to get through a little bit longer. We'll see how much. Whoops, let me get rid of it. And I don't do recaps, so if anyone thinks from what they've seen as they're popping in and out that I may have brought something that you would be interested in, take a moment and rewind and put your speed on double time and then drop in the chat what you're interested in, and I will happily bring it back up. Thank you. Or if you're watching on the replay, send me an email and let me know what you're interested in. This is the end of week 1 of a 2-week Build-A-Box. And if you ever want the item right away, just email me and say, I don't want to wait for you to finish and then bill out the following week. I want it right now, and I'll accommodate you. This is going to be is it triple? These are so cool. Chandelier. Okay, wait a minute. That has to be more. Hi, Deborah. How are you, honey? The market is always fun. If you live in the city, it's like a battle. It's like you have to put on your battle gear. I remember getting it so where I knew exactly where everything was. I got my cart and I just like zoom, 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 and got the heck out of there. It's like, I cannot deal with these people. These are beautiful. This one has a fuzzy piece from being in the wrong type of packing. Look at these. These are not AB. The top has the, I believe that's the cabochon shape, and then it comes, there comes down the 3, and then goes into a 5 separate chain. Let me show you one at a time. I literally, and even parking, you have to have a plan of attack in the cities. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And look at the construction. These are really well made. These are the older ones. Isn't that? They're just glorious. They are screw on. Melly, you still have those super heavy earrings on? I hope by now you allowed yourself to take them off. You grow your own. Yes, that too. And you don't live in the city, but you know what? I'm blessed that I don't live in the city. And that's also my choice. A lot of people would want to live in the city. They would hate living here because it's not, necessarily convenient. Look at that. They are not shoulder dusters, but they are fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. They are 2 2/3 inches long, and at the widest, an inch wide. It's pretty dang spectacular. 1940s. Yeah, they're just so good. And I think 24, look at the shimmer and shake and sparkle. Go out dancing much in there. They're not super heavy. I mean, they're not light, but they're not super heavy. Thank you, Melly. And this is a place where I know, this is one of those things where I know that this price of 24 is very fair. I know a lot of other resellers would be starting these at, I don't even know, $50. I'm going to research these a little, but and that's fair. It's fair. I mean, because here's the other thing. I have a lot of reseller friends who sell a mixture of stuff, and they sell stuff all week long for $4 an item, $2 an item, $3 an item, but they get them in lots and they push such a huge amount of items that they're able to make a living on that. And they would literally hold up something like this and sell it for $8. Now they wouldn't have stuff like this very often, but they would. And I'm always like flabbergasted. So I kind of lost my point in there, but my point is, just because I'm selling on YouTube and I want to give you a good deal, and I do for the most part, I could be charging you full board highest comp prices, and I would be completely within my rights. And I would love to be able to do that. However, if I did that, I would lose a lot of customers. Where did I go? I somehow highlighted all the chat. Here you go. However, if I did that, I would lose a lot of customers because I don't want to charge you top dollar. I want to get a decent deal. Why can't I move my? There you go. I just removed that. Okay, it's going to remove when I put another by it now. I want to give a decent deal because I paid a decent deal and I want you to be happy. That's what I'm trying to say. But I could, by all rights, charge, top dollar like the Etsy shops. I could. I just don't want to. And, then I'd have to rebuild my customer base and, blah, blah, blah. And I don't want to do that. Oof. This is going to be a good deal to somebody. These are not called clutch back. I'm just going to say earrings with blue stone, because I don't have a way to tell you. Yeah, right. I'm not in a race to the bottom. Right. So Melly says, yes, several resellers price at the top of the market. I'm not in a race to the bottom. Use the average using highest to lowest sold comps. Sometimes I'm at 25% if I get a great price. Right. Pretty much the same, Millie. Pretty much the same. I do my best to do that. But like I said, sometimes, like today, it may have been something that I researched and I checked out a long time ago, or I just didn't stop and do it, or I am asking top dollar, but I really try to not go above ever 75% of the top price. And I try to stay more like at 50%. And I can't be at the bottom, because if I'm at the total bottom of prices, I would be making $2 an item. And already I often am not making double, like most of the time. So I don't know what these stones are, y'all. Hold on. So this is fascinating. And I didn't even notice it till I did this. Look at this. Anyone else see what I see? Those stones are not the same. I mean, it's the same stone. But look at this. Unless I'm absolutely nuts, and I'm not, they're like, okay, they're a light blue with a tinge of green, but this one is slightly bigger than the other one. I don't think it's glass. I think it's a stone. They are sterling silver. They are leverback. That's the dang name. Leverback pierced. This is an older design. And I should leave that open. And open to the light. Look at the setting. I don't know. The market fluctuates greatly, Melly. Yeah, right. Fresh comps. Right. Exactly. No, Melly, I can't keep up with it. So sometimes I'm out of date. And that's another reason why, I bring something at the price that I remember what it is and remember the comps. And then if it doesn't sell, I'll reduce it, because if it doesn't sell, I say, I'm going to put this aside and research it, because it's been a while and I need to test it. I need to research it, Right. And me too. I know all the obvious stuff, but then there's some stuff that's a mystery, like this stone. What is this stone? It could just be glass based on where. So here's what I'm going to say. Based on where I got it, it needs to be cleaned up. It's obviously dirty. But based on where I got this and the price I was able to buy these for, there's the point of the stone right down in there. I imagine that if this was a high-end stone, there's no way. I just doubt it that it would have been in the lot that I got. Possibly. I mean, sometimes they're generous like that. At any rate, that's what it is. And one is slightly bigger than the other, but these are definitely a pair. And they are more of a light blue than a light green. It's just showing up really odd. You know what I'm going to do? You're not allowed to buy rings, Millie. You're not about me too, Deborah. Right. Enameled pot metal is selling at crazy prices. Enameled pot metal. Wow. Yes. Oh, yeah. I used to watch like the Nurse Flipper a lot. The Crazy Lamp Lady, other people, and everything is fluctuating so fast, and there's so many of us, and crazes happen. Everything's hot for like 2 months, maybe 6 months if you're lucky, and then it's off to the next thing. And that's just the society we live in. You're not allowed to buy rings unless they're cold or something. Antique, yeah. Melly, I know, Melly. Melly, I just want to shine a light on here, just because nope, it's just purple. Okay, it's so weird. It's like a light blue / green, and I can see inclusions in it. I don't know. I really don't know. But there you go. And I do, yeah, rings. I can't sell rings to save my life. I don't understand that. I don't understand that. Other people can sell rings all day long. I try to sell rings and it's like, yeah, whatever. And I'm like, what? I love rings. And copper, you know what, Deborah? I think copper did. I think copper, I'm going to research this, although I know it's worth $20. I used to sell so much copper, and now, unless it's Renoir or Matisse or it's in a set, even better, I can't sell it to save my life. I mean, I've shown it, and I have so much of it stashed away. Copper, this is riveted construction. 1960s, 1970s, 1970s. And, I paid whatever I paid, but it wasn't, I paid up, not super up, but up enough. And this one I've had in my box, an eBay box, since 2000. I can ask $18 for a copper cuff, of which I have tons, and it won't move. But if I ask less than that, I'm losing money. So I love copper too. I'm wearing copper now in several places. So I'm just not bringing copper because, if it's not going to sell, what's the point? Okay, who is this person again? Oh, good Lord. It is a sign. Oh, yeah. Leah Sophia. Leah Sophia. I love copper too. I think there's a lot you can do with Leah Sophia. Now let's do this. Whoops. I think this is a beautiful ring. Speaking of rings. And it's a Leah Sophia signed on the inside. It is not sterling. It is not any kind of semi-precious stones. This is probably some CZs. And then this is blue. I'm dang sure it's glass. Hold on. Melly says not to tap like that, but that's how I've always tapped. I don't know another way to tap. See, I don't even know what that means when I do that. So I It might be glass, it might be acrylic, the blue. That's hard for me to tell, but the white is probably CZ. This is solid, kind of like ocean waves, right? And then it whoosh and whoosh. And I'll tell you the size. These are not uncommon. It is so sorry. It is a part of her older line. Older, excuse me. Older as in, I don't know what that means, because how long has Leah Sophia even been around? It's discontinued, let's put it that way. It's 7.5. It really goes down to 7 3/4, but let me put it on my 7.5 and see. It's a really, I mean, people will think this is like some real bling. Oh yeah, it's 7 3/4. And it sits up tall. It's a dome, right? It's like a dome ring. It's a nice ring. And it's one of those ones that, 7 3/4, if you could wear it over on this finger or something and go out, it looks really super fancy. It could probably serve a little bit as a, helper if you get into a situation. But if you lose it, you're not going to panic. Yep, classic and elegant. And then in there, where is it? I'm trying not to lean forward too much. Good Lord. I don't even think it matters. I'm just trying to show you Leah Sophia. But if you take a screenshot of this, it'll come up all over the place. And the prices are all over the map, from $10 to $15, So I'm started this, but it's a buy it now at 10. And look how pretty the blue. No matter if it's acrylic or not, it shines. It's a nice ring. Okay. Moving on. Only bringing the cream of the crop to live sales going forward? Really? Ooh. Even resale gems will go to recorded sales. Oh, rings. Yeah. Yep. Yes, exactly. Exactly, Melly. I actually, when nothing sold on Tuesday, and I spent all that time researching and putting it together and doing all of that, I was like, okay, let me do a drop sale. Well, I made 2 sales. Thank you, Deborah. But I can't, time is money. So I'm going to start doing more drop sales. And I think Tuesdays are going to become a whole nother platform. Tuesdays or Thursdays or something, because it's, I need to make a sale. This is a business, and it's just crazy how, obviously not everyone has my taste, right? Obviously not everyone wants what I'm bringing. I get it. But I bring stuff and I'm just like flabbergasted. Like, how, what? At that price? Nobody wants it. Yeah. Yeah, there you go, Melly. Yep. Well, I do owe you a Coke. $8. Slide necklace. Okay. I think this is really cool. Do I know when it was made? No. I'm going to assume, I'm assuming 80s. And I don't know why I'm assuming that, but I am. I'm also assuming, based on the way the I'm so sorry, my whatever. It's a box chain. And it looks gold plated, like electro plated. I mean, it's not, it's just that dip in, dip out. It's not, and it just because it has that shine, that's kind of so I'm so sorry. I've said it before, I'll say it again. My understanding of gold plate is really that it's just this vat of gold, the smallest amount of gold mixed with something else, and it just puts enough on another metal. God bless it. Sorry. It puts enough on with another metal to just make it so that it looks and shines like gold, but it does not have any kind of gold to make it valuable in terms of gold. Okay, period. Then it has this rose with the kind of like vining pieces here, and this is like it's mesh to make it really pop up like a rose. This has not been plated. That's very obvious. And it comes down to these two drops. And this is a kind of like a lariat style where you pull it like this. See how short I can make it, or long. And there is no did I make it short enough with my glasses? Take my glasses off. There is no clasp because it's like a lariat. Yeah, like a lariat, but for ladies. And I think it's really fun. That's like the bottom line. I think it's really fun. So once it's on, then now I can pull it. It's kind of hard to do when I can't see. Pull it like this until it gets however high I want the rose. Could be way down low or it could be up high like this, right? Let's hide that for a minute. I love my dolphin with the amethyst crystal. So see, it could be like this with these hanging right like that. I kind of like that. Or this rose with the mesh could be all the way down here, and there's just the dangles are only maybe right about here. It depends. It's how you want to wear it. I just think it's really fun for $8. Yeah, it doesn't have a it could be an Avon. It doesn't have, when you look in the computer, it's this is all wrong. It doesn't have a maker. So it doesn't have a maker. So, and it didn't come on its original card. So I don't have a clue. Here's the back. It's just, I mean, this is just your costume jewelry at its finest, right? This is totally costume jewelry. But for $8 and the fun of moving those pieces around and something lightweight as all get out to wear with, a blue shirt, a black shirt, a white shirt with a pair of really nice gold earrings in the summer. I would love it if the gold earrings came all the way down, shoulder dusters. Fun in the sun. Yep. Let's see. It had a bag. Yeah. No, it's not signed, and I have 2 of them. And this is one of the things I got in a big lot, and I got a good price. And, I just can't see that it would be worth a whole lot. So I haven't done comps on it. I know it's not gold. It's not signed. So $8. $8. Thank you. I like sliders. I like sliders. I like, as I'm getting older, the magnetic clasp. I like cuffs because you just slip them on, and then maybe you have to do the tiniest bend, but you don't want to do that very often, because then, like for instance, this Sagen piece is thin. So if I keep pressuring it all the time to make it fit exactly where I want on my wrist, at some point, this is going to start cracking somewhere, right? So easy on, easy off. I'm all about that. Okay. I've been through these baskets, but I haven't been through this one. And I've even bought the sterling silver earrings, I think at a pretty good price. Nobody seems to be interested. So, I don't know, y'all. I'm going to be done pretty soon. And, oh, Millie, that's sad. That is sad. I'm serious. That is sad. I love cuffs. I love every type of adornment, but cuffs are incredible. When I get a Presidium, I found this at like a thrift store. It is so cool. I want to check these stones. When I first got this, I was trying to sell it. It doesn't say gold anywhere, but it is a really unique and fascinating piece. So I want to see what they may or may not be. Okay, I think my timer just went off, and I've shown a lot, and I made 3 sales. It is you guys are a tough crowd lately. And I'm not the only person. Everyone. It's a tough crowd. If I could stay on for 5 hours, and keep picking up all the traffic that comes in, I would. But I can't. God, I really wish I would. Okay. So I'm going to show 2 more pieces. And now would be, yes, Melly, right? I've been watching Tanya, and I've been watching Tanya and Doug and many other resellers bringing, $20 items, $30 items, and holding up items. I watched Tanya Sunday and Monday with her incredibly beautiful rings. And she started them at 40 on Sunday. And then Monday, she started them at like 30 or 35 or something. And then she dropped them finally to like 20. And even at $20, old, beautiful turquoise, sterling silver, no one was buying. And I'm like, okay, it has to be the economy. What in the world? Yeah, Melly, I think right now is a time. See, that's why, I'm not selling tomorrow, and I want to attend to my back. I think right now is a time to mostly bring lower end, but that, is interesting. and to sit on that high-end stuff unless you want to list it, because people are across the board are not buying. And I get it. I mean, heck and damnation. I had to go to the doctor, so I went past our, little local valley. We have we have three gas station. And I know I live, in a little bit of a remote area, but gas was $6.90 a gallon. So that says to me that if I went over the hill, it would probably be $6.30. If I went to Costco, maybe it's $5.90. And I know I'm in California, but nonetheless, everyone is feeling this. And then we're trying to get our groceries. So it's what's happening with our economy. It's out of control. It's tough out there. Yeah. Right. Well, then on Monday, she does the knick-knack patty wax with Doug, and she was lowering those to $20, Melly, but no one was buying. And I noticed that they and other people today and just across the board are buying all the low end. They're not buying the stuff that, occasionally there's always those customers out there who have the money, who know what they want, and they're going to buy it. They don't care, so there's always those people. This is beautiful. There's always those people, but there's not enough of them to support all of us, and our prices. Amber, oh, hold on. Amber. This is spectacular. This is a couple bangers to end the show on. Oof. And it's a good price. Where's my little helper? This is a good price. Yeah, and Melly, that's the other thing. Melly's tiny. Melly, you're tiny. See, a 7.5 only fits on this finger now, whereas when I got married, this was a 7. I need to send you a picture of me as a kid. I could show all of you. Up until the time I got pregnant, I was so little. I was 5'3", 36, 24, 36, 110 pounds. I got all the attention. I'm telling you, unwanted attention. All right, unwanted. But there you go. Okay. It's this, yeah. No, I'll show y'all one. This is so beautiful. Look at that. It is not, so amber is, everywhere. Amber, was hot in the Victorian age, and then it disappeared. And then I remember it coming back in the 80s. And it was like a whole new, like, what? It's what? It's fossilized. What? You're kidding. What? And then it's almost become overdone. This definitely has the sun disc. This amber was heat treated, which doesn't, mean anything awful. It just means that in places there are, see the round discs right there? That means it was heat treated to get it to mold. But I'll show you the back. There's a lot of fossilized matter in this one. And this design around the pendant Let me take it off of this now. Is beautiful. Well, it's a brooch, but I am saying it can also be worn as a pendant. And it's pretty big, and it's definitely older. Here's the back. I want you to see. So see, there's another sun disc. See those? But you also hopefully can see all the little dark matter. That's a whole bunch of different fossilized, who knows what, who knows how old. It has a lot, and a lot of amber, the same as on the front, it does as well. A lot of amber doesn't have that much fossilized. This has more than I'm used to seeing these days. All this. And then look, there's nowhere on here. Well, that's not true. Hold on. That's a good question. If it's a calla lily. Hold on. That's a good question. I don't see a 925. I didn't test it, but the person who sold it to me tested it and said it was 925. And I see a solder drop and what looks like markings on the back. And if you want me to, I'll test it before I send it to you. But right there, there's like a drop, and there's what looks like a worn out 925. And I want you to look at the clasp. That is a very old vintage clasp setting, if not older than that. Clearly it was polished. And then it's got that kind of double rollover clasp right there. Now, so calla lily. That's a good question. It's some maybe. I like that idea, Darby. It's got a lot of your interpretation, right? Because then also up there. So I don't know. So this is why I'm saying it's a brooch and a pendant. So this is this. They don't do clasp like this anymore unless it's a brand new artisan piece and they decided to do that in the style of almost turn of the century. So it's possible. Anything's possible. I didn't look this up. I'll do it in a second where you can take a screenshot and look at it. Here is the point, super sharp and filed. I again believe this is one of those pieces where that was cut and filed down so it wouldn't poke you. A lot of people who inherited did that. However, with the heated treatment, I don't know if they did that in Victorian times. So I'm going to take that back. But I think it could be a pendant both by, you could put a chain through right there. The clasp right here. I believe. And then it would be hanging like this. Or I think you could put a super thin chain just barely through right there. See, this isn't even. Yeah, very artisan piece. I think there's a way. Or you can put a jump ring right here. But I think it could be either. And it is, everyone's talking. I have no idea what people are saying. 4 or 5. Okay, so I don't know if it's a calla lily. I think it's open to interpretation, but I see what you see. And Melly is 4 or 5 years ago, amber was hot. Yeah, selling like hotcakes. It came back in the 80s and then kind of, took a dive and then boom, exactly. Then a couple years ago, cooled off, right. And now, unless old, polished, European, it doesn't go for as much. It still sells. Yeah, exactly. But I've been noticing that it still sells, but it's selling a lot less than just 3 months ago. I mean, yeah. Deborah picked up a antique 835 silver with big amber pendant. Yeah, 835, yes, it's European. Oh, nice. Deborah, from Melly? Oh, no, you picked it up, Melly. I was thinking you were saying Deborah bought it from you. Yeah, I love amber. Clasp, not antique. No, it's in the antique style, but I think it's just done in that style. That's exactly what I was saying, that it's an artisan piece and they mimicked that. Yeah, exactly. Yes. Yep. I totally I agree. I agree. That's why I was like, I, you know, not sure. When I'm not sure, I say that. I say, it looks like, but then blah, blah, blah. I really spell it out. It's 1.5 inches long and it's an inch wide. No, I really spell it out. I do a deep dive on what I'm saying because these days it's just so easy to. So that's part of why I, do Fridays and I talk about stuff, because it's really easy to someone who doesn't know to look at this and be like, oh, I've seen that before on someone's channel and they're at a thrift store or an estate sale. And that class, that means, it's turn of the century. This is Victorian, but they're not taking into account that it's heat treated. There's all these different things that they don't know. So they're like, yeah, sure, I'll pay $200 for that or whatever. So that's why I spend all this time jabbering away about what I'm selling and saying, well, there's this, but then this, and then so, at the end of the day, I'm going to say I don't know, and it's an artisan piece. And, I went through the whole class and then I was like, yeah, but the heat treated, I don't think, that was done. So, yep, exactly. So it's a beautiful piece. I honor my prices for 48 hours, y'all. Okay, last piece, and it's a banger. And guess what it is? Art Nouveau Revival. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful piece. It really is. And so this is a banger. I had never seen this before. It is a ring, but oh my God. And I know it's just like treated and all that. And I don't know what the other stones are because I don't have a presidium. I don't know what they are. And when you do it's another problem, the whole AI and Google image search, right? You take a picture, you put it in there, and you get a answer. If you do it over again, you're going to get a totally different answer. Do it again, you're going to get somewhere in between or even something different again. So you have to know, you need a presidium. You need to know, you need to have held so much of this in your hand. You need to be in the business because otherwise you don't know. So, I Google image search this to figure out what is this stone in the middle. I bought it, but I didn't remember and they didn't say on the invoice. And then it tells me what it thinks that the pink stones are. but I don't know. I'm not going to rely on a Google image to tell me what the stone is. I can give you my guess, but it is my guess. And it's beautiful. I wish it fit me in the right place. And it is sterling silver. I got this from one of my old reseller friends who I think she's a little upset with me right now for a ridiculous reason, but that's all right. I emailed her and I hope I cleared it up. I don't know. Because I didn't get a response. They don't test. Let's let this focus. I'm going to change my ring light for this last item. This is now not the right color again. Let me turn it up. Turn it up. So, Mystic Topaz. There you go. Mystic Topaz is a treated clear stone. It's a certain type of stone. Lord have mercy, I don't remember that. What exactly? This is not showing on my end. And this is every color under the rainbow with mostly heavily greens, blues, pinks, and purples. The center is the Mystic Topaz. It is it's treated, there you go. It's treated so that it has all those colors, but man, I don't care. It's not like some super valuable mined stone, right? But it's gorgeous, man. I love it. And then the pink stones, I don't know, tourmaline, because I'm sure these are real stones and not glass, or I believe that it is, but it would be a lower end, less expensive stone, right? Since this is just a treated Mystic Topaz. And then surrounding the topaz, that's just metal. That's just a silver tone metal. Those are not stones. And then the pink stones are prong set. So that's a prong. And this cut even, like this is, look at the mounting. And then in here, 2 bars. And see how it looks really clear right now? It's very pretty. Quartz, yeah. Yep. They're still very valuable. No, they're very valuable. Well, then I'm asking maybe a very low price. I don't know. And I love the mounting on this. This is beautiful. And then this sits up really high. And it's got 925 right there. And I tested it. and I got it for a good price. So I'm offering it today at a really good price. I won't offer it at this price again. It'll go up. It is one of the prettiest damn man-made stones I've ever seen. And then if these are something like a pink tourmaline, even better. If it's glass, it's still like so awesome. And it just it oh, Melly. Yes. Yes. You think the Mystic Topaz is real? The Mystic Topaz, yes, it is real. Because that's what they call the window. Yeah, on the back, Melly, the window where the light shines through. Yeah. See that? And see how the construction. Why would they go out of their way to do such an incredible construction job if it was just, a throwaway $20 ring? They wouldn't. And 925, and the setting is incredible. And even for the pink stones, I think this is yep, that's what I thought you were saying. Exactly. The window. And I love the way these are set and pointy like that. Just everything about it. And if it was in this flashlight is too bright. I think I figured that out. Yeah, it's a mass-produced cluster. Yeah. So do you think the pink stones are just glass? See, when I do this flashlight, it's so bright, it blows everything out entirely. See that? That's like not helpful at all. And then my my other flashlight is a black light for glowing. Deborah, I don't know. That's the problem. Because I don't have a Presidium. Let's see if they glow or anything. I'll have a Presidium at some point, but I don't know. The pink stones don't glow under a black light. I don't know if that helps or not. I don't know. Mass produced cluster, that makes sense. Yeah, but the band is 925. But that would make sense that it's mass produced. It's very pretty. And I don't know, Darby, I do not know about the pink stones. They are I'm going to take a picture and then show you the picture because I can't see. And then this is my last item. If anyone wants to go back and look at what I brought and drop something in the chat real quick, go for it. I don't do recaps. Or later after the sale, you can always send me an email. I just don't think the pink is coming through right. So, and I just don't know the answer, man. I wish I did. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, a lot of work. So there is a good representation of the pink color and all the different greens, pinks, blues, etc. of the topaz. Well, that was weird. Hello. They're like a kind of a little more They're like fuchsia colored. That's what I got. You know, I'll have a Presidium at some point, and then sorry, and then at that point we'll all know. So 36. I think 36 is a like beyond a reasonable price. Oh, let me give you a size. I'm so sorry. And then I'm going to show you a picture of me when I was young. And that's it. And I will not be on tomorrow. So, okay. The size is saying that it's a size 6. I don't know why I'm so froggy today. Oh, you think it's pinks? Well, there you go, Melly. See, I don't know what that is. I'm sorry. Let me open up another thing. Something spinel. So, like, I think I've sold a lot of black glass necklaces that were probably black spinel because that's only recently come across my my brain with people selling it and being like, this is black spinel. And I'm like, spinel? That just looks like black glass to me. I've sold so much of that. So again, something like a Presidium and being able to tell if it's glass or spinel, because that makes a big difference. So at any rate, this is a 6, but it went down to right here on my 7.5. And based on the setting, which is very comfortable, but maybe concaves in a little bit, I'd like to say it's a 6.5. So I think it's a 6 to a 6.5. Okay. That's what I have to say about that. Spinel has a higher shine. Yeah. See, I think I've sold a lot of black spinel necklaces thinking it was just black glass like this. You know, this is black glass. It doesn't have super high sheen. Just a little bit of that sparkle, right? But I've had not AB coated, but like super shiny black glass. So yeah, spillage room. Exactly. So there you go. And it is, I think I said this already. It's an inch long and 2/3 of an inch wide. Yep. Yeah. Well, this is sterling. This is 925. Right. Oh, right. Yeah. Yes. Right. Well, and I'm talking about black spinel. It just a strand of beads. I sell a lot of black glass. I've sold so much of it in my lifetime. And yeah, I think I've sold a lot of what I thought was black glass that was actually spinel because I just didn't know the difference. Okay, I'm looking real quick. I can't do a thing where it's like, oh, just select, the old photos of me when I was a kid. And I do have some more. I don't have them here, but I'll try to find them for next week. The Jabot pens. I'll try to find them for next week. Because I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, you know what? I still have 3 or 4 of those left. Where the heck did they go? So I want to, obviously, I want to sell them. I have one pulled aside, but I got a huge lot, and I'm like, this needs to sell. I'm looking. How's everyone doing? What are you eating for dinner tonight? What are you doing? What are you watching? What series are you currently watching? Did the other ones arrive? What other ones? Are you talking to me? What other ones? Darby. Darby, what other ones? I need more info. What are we talking about? Thank you, Melly. I like it. I like it a lot. She when she sold it, she said it was a little bit larger size. So I was thinking maybe it would work here. No. Um, there you go. That's a good picture of me. The ones that came this way and sent to other. Oh, yes, they did. Thank you so much, Deborah. Thank you so much for your assistance with that. Yes, that all worked out. Thank God. Okay, now listen. Be kind. This was me. This was me in 1980. Sitting out at a local coffee store, Pete's Coffee. This is the original, first one ever in Berkeley on Vine Street. And Mr. Pete was still there. Not by the 80s. I think he died by then. I'm wearing a old vintage scarf from my grandma. I got my 80s hairstyle going on. Yeah, I'm smoking. Bangles, my little bag, the jeans with the cuffs, and my look at those heels. Rocking the high heels first thing in the morning. Always and forever. Not candies, but dang close. Look at that. Look at, you can see my ankle bone. I was a tiny little thing until I had a kid. And you can see I don't have as much jewelry on as I normally would, probably because I was not entirely awake and I wasn't going out to the club yet. But soon. Yeah, I was tiny. That's a great picture. I still like how I look, so if you don't, that's okay. I do. Okay. So, thank you all for looking. I appreciate you coming. I didn't expect that I would really make any sales today. That's why I was like, my back is so bad. I'm not feeling happy or very upbeat. I'm not. I need to invoice. I haven't invoiced out a thing. I need to pack. So I'm not going to be on tomorrow. Melly will be on though. Melly will be on, and I will be on watching Melly and supporting her for sure. I always have a great time at Melly's sales. So y'all, Melly is on at 5:30 Pacific, 8:30 Eastern. Thank you, Deborah. It's just my back. I'm going through a hard time, and it's never really going to get better, and I'm in between the insurances. I'm caught in this weird freaking nightmare, and I can't get enough pain relief, and whatever. So I'm going to go to bed and put a new ice pack on my back and eat a gummy. And I will be invoicing out and packing up, and if everyone pays over the weekend, it'll go out on Monday. And I'll be back with probably a whole new, better attitude on Tuesday. But do take note that I'm going to be working. I have to go down to the Bay Area in the middle of June, and I might do one sale while I'm down there, and I might do none. And I'm going to be gone almost 2 weeks. And so during that time, I'll probably be using that time to set up shop, to start putting my higher end items and the items that I've shown like 5 times that nobody wants. I'll be listing them at the rate that I can get, which is more on a platform like that. So I don't know that I'll have sales at all in the middle of June. And I deserve that time off. And it's going to be so hard for me just to get down there in a car. So, okay. Melly, 05. Okay, because I remember you had like changed it to 5:30 one week or whatever. I don't know. Okay, good. 5 o'clock Pacific, 7 Central, 8 Eastern. I want to go to Florida. Okay. Oh, drop sales. Yes. So that's the other thing that I'll probably set up. Yes, thank you. Is I'll set up some drop sales for while I'm gone. And yeah, I can do once a week a drop sale. And maybe I do a drop sale on a whenever, and then on a Tuesday or a Thursday, that's when I'm on another platform. And I'm going to start listing in a shop. Yep. Yes. So yay. The answer is yes. Okay. Photos and prices on costumes. So I'm going to take the photos that will work on eBay. Right. You're going to start listing again. Right. And you use Vindo. Well, you know, Melly, we could always have a StreamYard listing party. You remember I was talking about that like buddy thing where it like motivates you to do the damn thing? Yeah. So let me know. Okay. Good night, everyone. Thank you for being here. You know, sale or no sales, I appreciate you all. I appreciate your support. I love you, Millie. I love all of you. Have a fantastic evening. Good night.